Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome to the channel. If you guys are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as it helps me out and it keeps you up to date on everything Lost Ark. And while you're at it, go ahead and join the community Discord. Down below in the description, I will have the link for you guys. We are well over 120 odd members now. I did recently help out some people in the Discord there to go through their first time vaulting, so that was a pretty cool, interesting experience. I will maybe make that into a video for you guys if you'd like to see that. So come on in and join the Discord and the community. Now with that out the way, let's just hop straight into today's video. So today I want to talk to you guys about the best engravings for supports, what are the mandatory ones and what are the optional ones. And as we only have the two supports right now in our version, being Bard and Paladin, I will only be covering them as obviously I don't know anything about the artist and I've never played the artist, but she should be coming to us by the beginning of next year. So when she does come in, if anything changes, I will update the video. But let's just get into it. So the engravings, you press Alt-I, you can bring up your engravings menu over here. Let's just start with both supports. The most important engraving, I believe, for both supports would be Awakening, as it does give you the extra use on your Awakening skill, and it also reduces the cooldown by quite a lot. And then on top of this, if you use the Judgment Conviction trick on Bard, I don't know if you can do it on Paladin, probably could do it on Paladin as well. But yeah, on Bard, you can use Judgment Conviction to proc, and then it'll make your Awakening even shorter, so you can have even more of them up faster, just to build your 3-bar for your damage boost even faster, and then the healing if you do need it. But the shield itself is really big, and it does help a lot, especially in scenarios where, for example, on Vicus Gate 3, when you guys mess up the typing test, you have to use alt support. If you're at item level, you need to use a big shield to survive the explosion from that. So it can really save the raid at times, and you can use it to ignore a bunch of mechanics. So your Awakening on your supports, very important, especially for meter gain on both of them, and then just to shield against really big mechanics or stuff that happens during the raids. So that's why I would say Awakening #1 engraving for both of them. And I see a lot of people actually ignoring Awakening and going Expert instead, and then getting Awakening second. But if you had to, I would rather put Awakening as a high priority, and then Expert would be the second most important, but not for both classes. I actually place Expert as the third most important. To me, the second most important for both supports would actually be their class engravings, Blessed Aura and Desperate Salvation. Desperate Salvation does give you the massive heal from your heal on Bard, giving you at level 3 24% of your maximum HP. And that is really, really huge. It does actually scale off of your HP, so it says your max HP. And then Blessed Aura, what it does is your Holy Aura up reduces damage taken at level 3 by 20%, and then people also recover 2% of their max HP every 1.5 seconds for everyone affected by the aura. So that I would say is the second most important for both supports, would be their class engraving. And then thirdly would be Expert on Paladin, because Paladin without Expert, you just feel like a walking campfire. Like you're not really bringing much. Your heal is really weak. It's underwhelming, your Blessed Aura heal. So you're like a glorified campfire. If you're a Paladin without Expert, you're just walking around like, as a movable campfire pretty much. So yeah, there is that. You really notice the difference having Expert on a Paladin. But then at the same time, I would rate Expert lower on a Bard, because on a Bard, you don't actually need it that badly. It does increase your shielding as well, so that is really nice there. But the main thing is for the HP. So if I read it there, shielding and healing effectiveness on all party members plus 24%. If the target's HP is 50% or lower, it adds an additional 12%. This is at level 3. So it does increase your shielding and your healing. So for Paladin, you see more value out of it on Paladin. Obviously on Bard, it's really huge as well. But I ran Cloud on my Bard without having Expert on, and it was completely fine. You can easily heal up a lot because your healing on Bard is really like situational, and it's a big heal quickly, whereas Paladin's is slowly over time. And yeah, that's why Expert has just got more value on Paladin than what it does on Bard. Whereas for Bard, I would probably go for Heavy Armor or something like that as the next one there. So that will be the fourth engraving that we'll speak about on supports, Heavy Armor. On my Paladin, I don't even run Heavy Armor yet because I haven't gotten 4x3 yet. So the main ones on Paladin would be Expert Awakening and your class engraving. And then on Bard would be the same things again, Expert Awakening with your class engraving. But you could drop Expert for Heavy Armor if you're a little bit early on progression on your Bard and have to get it later. And then these are all the optional ones I would say for support. Spirit Absorb is really, I see a lot of supports running this. It just gives you a little bit of movement speed and attack speed, so your animations are a little bit faster. I would personally rate this one pretty low as an additional one. Drops of Ether, I would quite high in the optional ones. This would be the most extra damage you could give your party. So I would say after your main three, obviously being Awakening Expert and your class engraving, then it would be Heavy Armor. So those are your top four. Awakening Expert, Heavy Armor, and your class engraving. Then after that, as a fifth, I would say Drops of Ether is probably my top rated one because it does give you the extra crit or the damage or whatever orb you get. You get a defense orb, MP orb. There's so many different orbs that can drop. And then don't actually eat them yourself. You want to leave them there for your party. Maybe the MP one, if you're low on MP and you need some MP, go ahead and eat that. But leave the other orbs for your party, especially the attack ether orbs and the crit orbs and all that stuff. Let your party eat it. So that's just how you can give them some more damage. And then another really good one, I would say the next rated one under that would be Vital Point Hit. This increases your stagger effectiveness quite a large amount. This makes it to a point where you have so much stagger you could almost solo stagger the Iron Maiden stagger check on the Clown Raid. So that's a really nice little thing there. And quite often if you stagger a boss, it will like stagger down and you'll skip a mechanic or it will ignore a mechanic or something. A good example is in Vicus Gate 2, I believe. No, yeah, Gate 2 when she does the maze. Whether we call that the waffles phase, where she like makes the AoEs on the ground and stuff. You can actually stagger her and she'll stop doing that whole mechanic. So you can completely avoid it. So if you have a lot of stagger, it's just going to add up over the fight on your supports. Especially Bard has really high stagger with Soundaholic, and then Paladin also has pretty decent stagger as well. And then what I would place in the bottom three engravings for them would be MP efficiency increase. If you have really high problems on your MP, that's a quick little thing there. But as a support, you should have your buffs up that give you MP recovery anyway, so you shouldn't really have MP problems. And then Magic Stream is just another one to build up your MP. You get stacks through. It's a little bit harder to manage because you can't get hit for it to actually take effect. If you get hit, it stops working. So there is some more MP regen there. And then Crisis Evasion over there. This is what I would, ideally what I would run as a 5x3 plus 1. I would go Awakening Expert, Heavy Armor, my class engraving, and then either Drops of Ether or Vital Point Hit, depending on the fight. If you need, like, there's a big stagger check, I would switch between these two. So this is ideally like endgame. And then I would run level 1 Crisis Evasion. So Crisis Evasion, just when you receive fatal damage, become invincible for 3 seconds, recovering 50% of the damage taken during invincibility as HP. It is a 15-minute cooldown, so that can pretty much happen once per fight. But it's like it's a save your life, get out of jail free card. Once a fight, you can get Crisis Evasion to proc. Could even save you from falling off the stage on Volton. Or I believe if you get turned on Vicus and someone kills you, it might even save you from that. So it could just save it and make the run save, especially on 4-man content like Clown. Crisis Evasion could save you from something like that. So if you're really juiced out on your support, you're running your 5x3 plus 1, I would make Crisis Evasion your plus 1, since it's an underlooked engraving that a lot of people actually don't know about. It just saves you, gives you that second chance. Anyway, that is all my coverage on the engravings. If you guys agree or disagree, drop it down in the comments below. Let's have a discussion about it. Tell me what you guys think is the best engravings for you, or what you actually prefer for yourself. And if you guys liked the video, please drop a like and a subscribe. It helps me out so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the